You love your Volkswagen. Maybe it's a Golf, a Jetta, a Passat, or perhaps one of those beautifully engineered Tiguan SUVs. Whatever model you're driving, you probably think you're taking good care of it. You change the oil on time, keep it clean, and maybe even use premium fuel. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You might be slowly destroying your engine with everyday driving habits that seem completely harmless. These aren't dramatic mistakes like revving the engine until it explodes. These are subtle, innocent-looking behaviors that are quietly shaving years off your engine's lifespan. Today, we're going to expose 9 of these engine-killing habits, and I guarantee at least 3 of them will make you rethink how you've been driving. Trick number 1. Cold start acceleration. Picture this scenario. It's a Monday morning, you're running late for work, and your Volkswagen has been sitting in the driveway all night in freezing temperatures. You turn the key, the engine fires up, and within seconds you're backing out and accelerating down the street. Feels normal, right? This is actually one of the most damaging things you can do to your engine, and most Volkswagen owners do it every single day. When your engine sits overnight, all the oil drains down into the oil pan. When you start it cold, it takes anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds for that oil to circulate properly through all the engine components. During those critical first moments, your engine is running with minimal lubrication. Now, if you're just idling, that's one thing. But when you immediately start driving, and especially when you accelerate hard, you're asking your engine to work under stress while it's essentially running dry in certain areas. Volkswagen engines, particularly the TSI and TDI variants, have tight tolerances and sophisticated turbocharging systems that are especially vulnerable during cold starts. The turbocharger can spin at over 100,000 RPM and relies on oil for both lubrication and cooling. When you accelerate hard before the oil has warmed up and reached proper viscosity, you're causing microscopic wear on the turbo bearings, piston rings, and cylinder walls. Do this every day for a year, and you're looking at significantly accelerated engine wear. The solution is simple but requires patience. After starting your cold engine, let it idle for at least 30 seconds. Then drive gently for the first 5 minutes, keeping your RPMs below 3,000 until the temperature gauge starts to rise. Trick number 2. Lugging the engine in high gear. Modern Volkswagens come with incredible transmissions, whether you've got the DSG dual clutch or a traditional automatic. These gearboxes are smart, and they want to shift into higher gears as quickly as possible to save fuel. But here's where many drivers unknowingly torture their engines. They let the car shift into 6th gear at 40 miles per hour, or they manually select a high gear way too early, causing the engine to lug. Lugging happens when your engine is working hard at very low RPMs in too high a gear. You'll feel it when you press the accelerator and the car barely responds, almost like it's hesitating or struggling. That struggling is real, and it's causing serious damage. When you lug a turbocharged Volkswagen engine, you're creating an impossible situation. The engine needs to produce power, but it's spinning too slowly for the turbo to build proper boost pressure. This causes incomplete combustion, which leads to carbon buildup on the intake valves, especially problematic in direct injection TSI engines. Even worse, lugging creates enormous stress on the piston, connecting rods, and crankshaft. Imagine trying to start pedaling a bicycle while it's in the highest gear on a steep hill. That's what you're doing to your engine. The solution is to understand your engine's power band. For most Volkswagen turbocharged engines, you want to keep the RPMs between 1,500 and 4,000 during normal driving. If you press the accelerator and the car feels sluggish, or you hear the engine straining, downshift immediately. Your DSG has paddle shifters or a manual mode for this exact reason. Use them. Trick number 3. Ignoring the DPF regeneration cycle. If you're driving a Volkswagen TDI diesel, this one's critical, and ignoring it can lead to a repair bill that costs thousands of dollars. Your diesel engine has a diesel particulate filter, or DPF, that captures soot from the exhaust. To clean itself, the DPF needs to go through a regeneration cycle where it heats up to around 600 degrees Celsius to burn off the accumulated soot. This process requires sustained highway driving. Here's the problem. Many TDI owners use their Volkswagen primarily for short trips around town. They drive to work, maybe 10 minutes each way, run errands on the weekend, and never take the car on extended highway drives. The DPF never gets hot enough to complete a regeneration cycle. Soot builds up, the filter becomes clogged, and eventually the engine goes into limp mode or refuses to start altogether. You'll see warning lights, experience reduced power, and face a repair that can easily exceed $2,000 for DPF replacement. The tragic part is, this is completely preventable. If you own a TDI, you need to take it on a proper highway drive at least once every week or two. We're talking 20 to 30 minutes at highway speeds, preferably on a route where you can maintain steady speed without constant stopping. During this time, you might notice the cooling fans running harder than usual, or slightly different exhaust smell. That's the DPF doing its job. Some Volkswagens even have a dashboard indicator showing when regeneration is happening. Never interrupt this process by shutting off the engine. If you primarily drive short distances, a diesel Volkswagen might not be the right choice for you, and that's okay to admit. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Trick number 4. Riding the clutch or brake while driving. This habit affects both manual and DSG transmission owners, though in different ways. If you drive a manual Volkswagen, riding the clutch means keeping your foot resting on the clutch pedal while driving, even slightly. This seems harmless because you're not fully pressing it, but that light pressure is enough to partially disengage the clutch disc from the flywheel. This creates slippage and friction, generating heat and wearing down the clutch material much faster than normal. For DSG owners, the equivalent mistake is resting your foot on the brake pedal while driving. The DSG transmission uses clutches too, just automated ones, and many models have a hill hold feature or creep function. When you rest your foot on the brake, even lightly, you're fighting against the transmission's programming and causing the clutches to slip and overheat. You're also confusing the transmission computer, which is trying to predict your driving intentions. But there's an even worse version of this habit that damages the engine directly. Some drivers, especially in manual Volkswagens, will hold the car on a hill using clutch slippage instead of the handbrake. They partially engage the clutch while giving it gas, balancing the car in place. Every second you do this, you're burning clutch material and creating heat that radiates into the engine bay. This heat affects nearby components, including sensors, seals, and on some models, even the turbocharger oil lines. The proper technique is simple. In a manual, your foot should only be on the clutch when you're actively changing gears or coming to a complete stop. At traffic lights, shift into neutral and take your foot off the clutch. On hills, use the handbrake. For DSG owners, be deliberate with your brake inputs and never rest your foot on the pedal while moving. Your transmission will thank you with hundreds of thousands of miles of smooth operation. Trick number 5. Using the wrong fuel octane rating. Walk up to any gas station and you'll see Volkswagen owners filling up with regular 87 octane fuel, thinking they're being smart and saving money. After all, the car runs fine on it, so why pay more for premium? This is a costly misconception that's slowly damaging your turbocharged engine. Most modern Volkswagen engines, especially the EA888 TSI series, are designed with high compression ratios and advanced turbocharging that require premium fuel with an octane rating of 91 or higher. The owner's manual might say that regular fuel is acceptable, but there's a huge difference between acceptable and optimal. When you use lower octane fuel than recommended, the engine's knock sensors detect pre-ignition and automatically retard the ignition timing to prevent engine damage. This process works and prevents immediate catastrophic failure, but it comes at a cost. With retarded timing, your engine produces less power, burns fuel less efficiently, and runs hotter than it should. Over time, this increased heat causes accelerated wear on piston rings, valve seats, and can even lead to turbocharger degradation. You might save $10 per tank using regular fuel, but you're losing horsepower, getting worse fuel economy, and reducing your engine's lifespan. The math doesn't work out in your favor. Even worse, some Volkswagen owners use regular fuel and then wonder why their car feels sluggish or why they're getting worse gas mileage than the EPA estimates. They might even take it to the dealer complaining about performance, not realizing they're causing the very problem they're trying to fix. If your Volkswagen recommends premium fuel, use premium fuel. The small additional cost is insurance for your engine's longevity. Trick number 6. Skipping or delaying oil changes. Everyone knows oil changes are important, but the difference between changing your oil at 5,000 miles versus 8,000 miles seems negligible, right? With synthetic oil, you can push it even further, maybe 10 or 12,000 miles. This is dangerous thinking, especially for Volkswagen engines. Volkswagen turbocharged engines operate under extreme conditions. The turbocharger itself gets incredibly hot, and the oil that lubricates it is under tremendous stress. Modern Volkswagen engines also use direct injection, which means fuel doesn't wash the intake valves, and blow-by gases containing contaminants end up in the oil more readily. Even the best synthetic oil breaks down over time, losing its viscosity and its ability to protect engine components. Here's what actually happens when you extend oil change intervals too far. The oil becomes saturated with contaminants, turns acidic, and loses its lubricating properties. This leads to increased wear on the camshaft, timing chain, and those critical turbocharger bearings we talked about earlier. Even more insidious is the formation of sludge, which can clog oil passages and starve parts of your engine of lubrication. Once sludge forms, it's extremely difficult to remove and can cause permanent damage. The recommended oil change interval in your owner's manual is a maximum, not a target. If you do a lot of short trips, drive in extreme temperatures, or push your Volkswagen hard, you should be changing oil more frequently, not less. A good rule of thumb is every 5,000 miles or 6 months, whichever comes first, using the correct VW spec oil. This might seem excessive, but oil is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for an engine that costs thousands of dollars to replace. Trick number 7. Aggressive acceleration from traffic lights. There's something satisfying about launching your Volkswagen from a red light, feeling the turbo spool up and the DSG bang through gears. The car is designed to do this. So, what's the harm? When you do this occasionally, there isn't much harm. But when this becomes your default driving style, launching aggressively from every traffic light or stop sign, you're putting extraordinary stress on multiple engine components simultaneously. During hard acceleration from a stop, your turbocharger is working overtime, your engine is producing maximum torque at low RPMs, and all that force is being transmitted through the drivetrain. This creates heat, lots of it. The engine oil temperature spikes, the transmission fluid temperature rises, and the turbocharger can reach temperatures exceeding 900 degrees Celsius on the exhaust side. If you're doing this repeatedly during a commute, these components never get a chance to cool down properly. The DSG transmission in particular suffers from this driving style. The dual-clutch system uses a mechatronic unit that's sensitive to heat. Repeated hard launches cause the clutch packs to slip momentarily under high load, generating friction and heat. Over time, this leads to premature clutch wear and potential mechatronic failure, a repair that can cost upwards of $3,000. The engine itself suffers too, with increased wear on the piston rings, connecting rod bearings, and timing chain. This doesn't mean you can never enjoy your car's performance. It means being selective about when you drive aggressively. Save the hard launches for when the engine is fully warmed up, and give the components time to cool down afterward. Your everyday driving should be smooth and measured, with occasional spirited driving rather than constant full-throttle acceleration. Trick number 8. Shutting off the engine immediately after hard driving. You've just finished a spirited drive down your favorite back road, or completed a highway merge where you really pushed the turbo. You pull into your driveway and immediately shut off the engine. This seems normal, but it's actually terrible for your turbocharger and can lead to premature failure. When your turbocharger is working hard, the turbine side can reach temperatures well above 800 degrees Celsius. The turbo relies on engine oil for both lubrication and cooling. When you shut off the engine immediately after hard driving, oil flow stops instantly, but the turbocharger is still extremely hot. This causes the oil remaining in the turbo bearing housing to overheat and cook, forming carbon deposits and sludge in the turbo's oil passages. Over time, these deposits restrict oil flow, starving the turbo bearings of lubrication. This is called heat soaking, and it's a leading cause of turbocharger failure in Volkswagen engines. The symptoms start gradually. You might hear a slight whistle or whine from the turbo area, notice a small amount of blue smoke on startup, or experience a loss of boost pressure. Eventually, the turbo bearings fail completely, sending metal particles through your engine's oil system and potentially causing catastrophic engine damage. The solution is remarkably simple. After any spirited driving or sustained high-speed highway cruising, let your engine idle for 60 to 90 seconds before shutting it off. This allows the turbo to slow down while still receiving oil flow and cooling. Those 60 seconds might feel unnecessary, but they can add years to your turbocharger's life. Some newer Volkswagens even have built-in auxiliary coolant pumps that continue running after shutdown to prevent heat soaking, but not all models have this feature. Trick number 9. Neglecting the carbon buildup problem. This final habit isn't something you do while driving, but rather something you fail to do, and it's specific to modern direct-injection Volkswagen engines. Unlike traditional port injection engines where fuel sprays onto the intake valves and naturally cleans them, direct injection engines spray fuel directly into the combustion chamber. This means the intake valves never get washed by fuel and gradually accumulate carbon deposits from blow-by gases. Over time, these carbon deposits build up to the point where they significantly restrict airflow into the combustion chamber. You'll notice symptoms like rough idle, misfires, reduced power, poor fuel economy, and difficulty starting. In extreme cases, the deposits become so thick that the valves can't close properly, leading to compression loss and potential engine damage. This isn't a theoretical problem. It affects almost every direct injection TSI engine, typically becoming noticeable between 60 and 80,000 miles. The habit that makes this worse is exclusively short-trip driving combined with idling. When you make short trips, the engine never reaches optimal operating temperature, and combustion is less complete. This creates more blow-by gases and accelerates carbon formation. Similarly, extended idling, like waiting in a drive-thru or warming up your car for 10 minutes in winter, contributes to carbon buildup without providing any benefit. The solution involves two approaches. First, modify your driving habits to include regular highway drives where the engine reaches full operating temperature and runs efficiently. Second, plan for preventative maintenance. Around every 40 to 50,000 miles, have your intake valves professionally walnut blasted to remove carbon deposits. This service typically costs between $400 and $700, but it's essential preventative maintenance that keeps your engine running smoothly and prevents much more expensive repairs down the road. Your Volkswagen engine is a sophisticated piece of German engineering designed to last hundreds of thousands of miles when properly maintained and driven correctly. But it's not indestructible, and these 9 habits can significantly shorten its lifespan without you even realizing the damage is happening. The good news is that now you know, and knowledge is the first step toward change. Start implementing these corrections today, and your Volkswagen will reward you with years of reliable, enjoyable driving.